Hello, this is New Wave of British Heavy Metal.com. Today is the 14th of August 2020, and in this little video we're going to look at an album anthology by Bodine that was originally published on the blog back on the 21st of December 2019. Before we go any further, a quick favour, if I might ask you, if you wouldn't mind, please subscribe me to the channel and helping us grow. That would be appreciated. But what about Bodine? What can we say about them? Well, Bodine were a fantastic band from Holland that were around back in the 1980s. And at that time, Holland could boast a number of really excellent hard rock and metal acts in addition to Bodine. You know, we had the likes of Vengeance, Heloise, Vandenberg, Picture, and bands like that. And Bodine are arguably the least well known of that bunch, but man, they should have been right up there. They were that good. And in this anthology, you've got the three albums that they did issue back then, and an album of bonus material and demos and things like that. What a purchase it is. You know, as I've mentioned, they released three albums between 1980 and 1983. So they followed each other in short order, and then that was pretty much that for Bodine. And had they been from over here in the UK, they would now no doubt have been tagged as new wave of British heavy metal, given the time period. But they weren't. They were from Holland, and I'm a big fan of bands like Vengeance, Heloise, Vandenberg, etc., and also Bodine. So when this came out, I had to snap it up. You know, the CDs have been almost impossible to find for many years without paying ridiculous prices. But now we've got this this anthology box set out, thankfully through Pseudonym Records, and it really is wonderful stuff. The first self-titled album is basically a slab of bluesy hard rock, but shows considerable promise throughout. For example, Rock Rosetta's got a really frantic, punchy feel to it. Backstreet Crawl is a brooding, bluesy, smouldering kind of song. Freight Train Running's a really hard hitter, and then we go into the trippy, foggy, fantastic. It's a really promising debut album, even though it's a little bit rough around the edges. And then they step it up quite a bit with the second album, Bold of Brass. There were a few lineup changes. A new vocalist arrived. They added a second guitarist in the form of the great Arjun Lukasson, and he brought his was very young at the time, and brought his considerable talents to things as well. And Bold as Brass really is a step up from that debut album. The band's songwriting becomes more variable and moves away from the bluesy stuff to the more traditional heavy metal, and Lucasson's all over it. I mean, the man can do anything. If you're familiar with his Aerion projects, for example, I mean, this predates Aerion clearly, but man, Lukasson is all over this album, and as I've mentioned, it really is a step up from the first one. Check out, for example, Rock Machine. What a song! Heavy Rain, another big heavy rocker. Aragorn is a brooding, dark affair that throbs along, Pumping Iron, and my pick of the whole album is Wildfire Queen, which is a proper storming rock song. Fantastic stuff. But then we move on to the third album, and you know, could Bodine progress again? Well, yes, they could. Third album, 3 times running, Bodine get even better, and for me, this is the best one of the three. It's class from start to finish. The abrupt opener, Shout, is a real anthemic feel to it. Battlefield feels a bit like Thin Lizzy. Black Star Rising is a huge hook. The Force is epic. We've got 2 really strenuous instrumentals in Below the Belt and Rampage. It's from start to finish, 3 times running. It is nothing but pure class heavy metal, heavy rock. It really is. And you know, Bodine should really have been huge, and all the evidence that you need to see or indeed hear for that is present on these 3 albums. You know, whether you like your Dutch rock or you like your rock in general, Bodine should have been huge. They really should. I'd encourage you to check it out if you'd like to. I mean, I play it all the time. It's marvelous stuff. There's a link underneath in the description back to the blog post on the website, and also a link to the CD on Amazon if you want to check it out through there. Really is recommended stuff. It blows me away every time I listen to it. Bodine were phenomenal band. So enough from me. So check out the links in the description for more, to visit the blog, and also if you want to check it out on Amazon as well. And a little reminder, if you wouldn't mind, please subscribe to the channel to help us grow. And of course, thanks for listening and take care.